So reflection number 2 after my networking event is learning your strengths. Hey, I'm so angry today. Every single noise that is happening around me, people's voices, noise, car pollution, it all feels intentionally like it's there to just jab at me. That is what my hormones are doing for me at the moment. And I am in the luteal phase, and I have found out recently that this means nurture. So I need nurture. All this it's not nurturing. However, back to my first video, I must take responsibility for how I am feeling in reaction to these. So still learning this one. Anywho, my reflection point number 2, learning your strengths and weaknesses and staying objective so you are able to navigate the growth. Okay, there are gonna be pitfalls in everything that you do. There just are, because we're human, and that's the reality of growth. It's not easy. If it was, everybody would be doing it 24/7. What it is an opportunity to be able to become the best version of you. So if you are able to acknowledge your strengths and weaknesses in certain situations where you had big emotions, or where you were feeling more tense or more sad, or whatever was happening, you are going to be able to take that information. You have to make sure you stay objective for it as well. That means separating all the emotions out of the situation, take it for what it is, see it as an obstacle, and think, okay, how am I going to be able to navigate that particular thing to be able to grow? What does that look like? What I realized after my event was that I would normally sit through very uncomfortable feelings and emotions, and part of that would be a paralysis within myself, kind of a disassociation with the outside world as a result of freezing within. That is a trauma response. So that I would normally just sit in there and just stay and be suffering inside, having like an internal panic attack, while on the outside I look like an empty shell, usually with a fake smile. So what I did instead with this situation is I was able to look at it from the outside and be like, okay, you were not happy here. You are not okay in this situation, so we're going to find an exit strategy. It's always good to have an exit strategy. So I would say that was very much a weakness. I would say a strength in that is the fact that I was able to look at it in a new light. So that was a place and an experience that I'd never really had much of. Be aware that sometimes the change can happen just like that, but sometimes there can be like smaller bits leading up to that, and then you only really become aware of it when it's here, although you have actually been doing some of the work behind it subconsciously, because that's the position and the place that you've put your mind into that growth mindset to be able to step out of these places mentally and physically, I guess. So understanding your strengths and weaknesses by staying objective in the moment is going to give you such an incredible upper hand to growth and being able to navigate. One of the most important things I have learned is you have to stay objective. You really need to. I'm not saying ignore emotions. Emotions are there as guidelines. They help us understand what's going on, and they validate us to a degree. But you need to be able to sometimes put them aside or create a specific time for them so that you can focus and move forward. So yes, that is my second reflection point. I'm going to make a new video for the next one. So ta-ta for now.